I don't know about you, but I've used Duolingo for years and I still don't know how to have like a conversation in a different language. Me gustaría comer hoy.
Muy bien.
And something crazy happened at the end of 2022. Immerse Online won not one, but 2 VR awards. If you haven't heard of the VR awards, they're basically like the Oscars for the AR and VR industry.
I would once again like to represent Immerse here on the stage and accept this award for them. Immerse is doing great things, as you can tell, and it is a true honor to accept this award on their behalf. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
So Immerse Online won Innovative VR Company of the Year and VR Education and Training of the Year. That's a lot of awards to earn at the VR Awards. So I finally decided to give this app a chance. What I noticed that's quite different about this app is there's actually classes that you have to select. So each class can have up to 8 students per class. So I picked one of the beginner class, let's do Spanish. And the class took place in a park. So to me, that was really interesting that there was a live teacher. It was also a little bit intimidating.
Do you know what this one means?
To sleep? No.
Yeah, muy bien, muy bien.
Oh, yay. You can actually take different classes at different levels. So you can take foundations, basics, intermediate, advanced, and each of these classes will take place in a different location. You learn how to say the different things that you can do at that location in your desired language. So for me, I picked Spanish just because it was a little bit easier. There is also French available at the moment, and I think they're working on expanding their language library to include like Japanese, Chinese, and a couple of other different languages. So while me and my teacher were at the park, she had me do some really interesting like gamified version of learning a new language. For example,
Yeah, so what you can do is, how about you go around and find 2 or 3 objects of things that you like or dislike, and then meet me back here by the board on the stage.
So I ran around that map, grabbing different objects and bringing them to the front. And then we kind of did a show and tell thing. So where she would tell me, can you say that you like this? And she would explain to me how to say it.
Oh, nice. Muy bien. Can you tell me in Spanish, en español, which one you do like and which one you don't like in a full sentence?
Me gusta el dinero y no me gusta el fútbol.
Sí, muy bien, muy bien. No me gusta el fútbol.
So I thought that the gamified way of language learning was really it made it a lot more fun. And I also liked that we got to go to the park. It almost felt like I was on a field trip. I just wish that there was someone else there with me, but at the same time, I basically got like a private one-on-one tutoring. Now, the second class I did, this one was set in our home. The idea for the basics class is you should know the basics of Spanish. She did speak a little more Spanish than English compared to the class that I'd taken before. For example, she would say an entire long sentence in Spanish, and at the end of it she'd say, okay, so based on what I said, can you find all the items and put them on the whiteboard and put them in order of the sequence that she mentioned it. I don't know, I've never had an experience like that in my Spanish classes that I can remember. It was a really cool experience. I feel like I love that I got to pick up the different objects and bring them. It really cemented some concepts in my brain. So for example, in that lesson, our focus was to learn how to say things in order of things that you would do at home on the weekend or during the day, your chores. I kept asking her if she could write me a list of the words that I needed to say, at first I do this, second I do this, after that I do this, finally I do this, or before the last thing I do this, right? Those are the types of terms that you would say in sentence structures. So I was having such a hard time understanding what she was saying because to me, I'm a visual learner. What she was able to do was actually spawn up a whiteboard, like an actual whiteboard, where she wrote all the words that I needed to know. And then afterwards, she took those words that she just taught me and she sent it to my watch or my tablet. She was basically taking notes for me so I could look at my notes throughout the session, and also the notes that were taken during the class got sent to my home base, and so I could practice these notes or review them at my own time in my home base. So that was really cool. I only did 2 lessons so far, but I really can see how different this feels because you're learning with a real person in real time, and it's actually a professor or a teacher or someone who's knowledgeable of the language. So I thought that was really cool. I think I'm gonna learn how to do French next time, since I kind of know Spanish from before, and I really want to see if like this is able to help me learn a new language. But you know what I'm most excited for, and I'm praying for, I hope they teach Japanese, because it will make my anime watching so much easier. No more subtitles, So I've always wanted to learn Japanese, so that would be very, very cool once they get that. So this app is available on Quest, and I was actually able to use my Horizon Worlds avatar, which was pretty cool. You get one class for free. And after that, if you want to do 4 classes per month, it's $24 per month, or like $44 per month if you want 8 classes per month. So that's like 2 times a week. Or if you wanted to go crazy, it's 100 classes per month. But honestly, I feel like if you're going at least once a week, which is $24 per month, I feel like that's a pretty good pace for learning a new language. Where I see this really shining is, for example, I did study Spanish a long time ago in like high school for 4 years actually. If I was traveling to a Spanish speaking country, for example, I would probably go into Immerse and maybe take like 3 to 4 classes and really just re-familiarize myself with the language. So once I got to that country, I'd feel pretty warmed up already. Overall, I think this app is quite great, and I've been telling pretty much everyone about it. And if you are taking one of the classes in here, let me know. Maybe we can go to a class together. I'd love to go in with some other people and like have conversations in a different language together. Thanks for watching. All right, join my Discord, and I'll see you next time. Bye.